You're listening to Two Beers Until Phronesis, a philosophy podcast by students and graduates. Whether you've never heard of philosophy or have a philosophy PhD, we hope you enjoy these conversations as we discuss some of life's big questions over a few beers. Or in the case of this very special Christmas episode, a bottle of gingerbread gin liqueur. And you can make of that what you will. This particular conversation, which for many of you will be your first experience of us, is on the topic of Christmas, and was recorded on a cold winter's night, 2 weeks before Christmas Day. We'd like to wish you all the best for the season, and we hope you enjoy this conversation and many others. Cheers. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So, have you got any decorations up yet?
Fuck all yet. Absolutely nothing. I'm moving house in a couple of weeks, so we've got nothing happening. So
Got the decorations in my mind already going.
Yeah?
Yeah. But apart from that, no. Because what's the point?
What do you mean, what's the point? Oh, here we go. Controversial already.
Oh, alright.
Go on, then.
This, what you've got up in your room right now.
Yeah?
Tinsel.
that's just a mural to Mercury. That's always
No,
there.
tinsel, right? Where's that going to go when you're done with it? Black plastic bag, right? Then 10 years down the line, when it eventually just breaks up and it's just a piece of string, where's that going to go?
Yeah, but you've had 10 years of enjoyment from it.
Oh, you're making an environmental point.
That's exactly what I'm making. What the fuck is the point?
Well, I didn't buy that tinsel. I only, when it comes to like decorations, I only ever get hand-me-downs and stuff. Yeah, I know we shouldn't be buying so much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we tried to go for anything new, apart from real tiny little bits. Anything new, we've tried to get from. So the mistletoe we got from the tree down the road.
Nice.
Did you notice the mistletoe on the
Yeah,
road?
I did
I
notice
bet
that,
Joe
yeah.
a little peck on
we
the
had a
cheek.
little moment,
Yeah.
didn't we? We had a moment.
And when it comes to things like holly and stuff, we like to get it natural if we can.
I'm not trying to criticise you, but just the whole human race.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree, especially because I make this big point of I always like to go to charity shops and or ask relatives if they got anything. I'm a scrounger, basically. No, but like I think you should use what you have and make use of everything you can, you know. But yeah, so as we've said, my decorations are already up. I've been realising this year, Christmas is. I've been realising the true meaning of Christmas.
Commercialisation.
That I'm really critical of, but I had my sort of Scrooge moment because I think when you come out of school and go into college, you hate Christmas because you're like, I don't get any good presents anymore. All I get is socks and deodorant. Then after a few more years, you start going, I love Christmas. I get socks and deodorant.
Yeah, thank God I get that. Yeah.
But I think you also, as you get into adult life, you get less chances to exercise your identity and your creativity and just having free time. So, you know, you work in a retail place.
Nice.
I won't name it.
Close.
Premium retail store.
As do
It's
I.
the poshest one you can. I'm just a layabout.
I think when you go to work, so much of your free time is consumed in that. Especially if I work
100%, yeah.
I work like 44 hours a week.
It's someone else's time.
Yeah, it's not your time. The time you're spending there is, you know, you're not allowed to say certain things, you're not allowed to do certain things, which is fine.
No.
The way you dress and everything, the way you're told to dress, the way you're told to conduct yourself, the way you're told to be.
You're just a representative of the company, aren't you? It's
Yeah.
an extension of them. It's not yourself at all.
Yeah, there's no agency, there's no identity. Identity is such a strong part of how we live, and I think because we spend so much of our working lives, we spend so much of our lives working, we are slowly losing our identity. So, and I think Christmas is a chance to, all holidays are a chance to regain that. That's why I think they get more important as we grow older. We start to really appreciate the value that they can have. A lot of people just go, well, shit, the only way I'm going to get identity by spending loads of shit, because I've not got much free time. I can't put my time and effort into hobbies, so I'm just going to do it through consumption instead. I am what I buy. So I think a lot of people treat Christmas like that. But yeah, for me, it's just having free time. It's just the thought that I'm going to be having loads of parties and getting shit-faced. Well, one party.
Getting shit-faced.
And getting shit-faced at that party.
So you think that the meaning of Christmas is freedom? Is that what we're boiling it down to?
I'd like to think that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd suggest not.
You're on about like consumerism?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think real freedom can't be found in consumerism. Because
Yeah.
consumerism is just...
It's a prison in itself.
It's a prison of the mind. Yeah, it's just another...
So Marxist.
No, but it's just another way to perform what is expected of you.
True freedom is another way to perform what's expected of you.
True freedom is doing something that no one is imposing anything on you to do. For Christmas, you're supposed to have a good time, right?
Well,
Everyone wants you to have a brilliant time.
And
of
if you don't
Christmas.
have a good time, if you're not enjoying Christmas, you're the anomaly. You're
Yeah.
the prick in the corner.
Yeah.
Why aren't you excited about Christmas?
You're a humbug.
Exactly.
Can I not
You're
celebrate
Scrooge.
being horrible for some days of the year? It's
What?
like mandatory happiness. I get happy at Christmas, but that's because I get socks. But if I didn't get socks, what's there to be happy about? Spending loads of money.
Spending time with people you love.
But if you've not got that, then what else is there?
Do you not think that during the Christmas period that everybody just perks up a little bit in general?
Definitely.
Everyone's just slightly more
Because
elevated.
they have to.
Just to play devil's advocate, so fucking what?
Imagine.
So are you actually playing devil's advocate, or do you genuinely believe what Joe's saying?
I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit of a Scrooge. Christmas to me is a little bit of a farce. I've never really got in on it, to be honest.
Imagine. I appreciate that it does make people happy. Right?
See, I'm 2 years older than you guys. 2 years ago,
Oh.
I was actually thinking the same shit. I had that opinion very much, but since leaving uni, I don't know. Christmas has just picked up for me.
Well, old man, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the truth about Christmas.
Give me the youth opinion.
The
This is
rundown.
what happens when you get engaged.
Oh,
You turn into an
no.
old prick.
You wear jumpers. Imagine you're someone who hasn't got family, who hasn't really got any material connection to the world. You live on your own or whatever, right? Christmas has an effect where if someone were to look at your life, you'll go, oh, but it's Christmas. They should be happy, right? We should strive to make them happy because it's Christmas, right? What about Christmas is so special that happiness is contained within a few days of the year?
It's a social contract because everybody else is happy.
Yeah.
Because they're told to be. I
Why
know
can
it
we
is.
not
Yeah,
just be
but-
happy
so-
for the whole time rather than it
Well, we'd
to be
love,
mandatory for this amount of time?
we'd love to be, but I don't think that's possible.
It's not realistic, to be honest,
No.
is it?
But Christmas is an arbitrary date. I mean, so we look at I don't know how much you guys know about the religious.
Oh, wasn't Jesus born in
foundations.
April
Summer.
or something like
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah,
right.
there's loads of shit like that. But also each Christmas tradition, so wreaths, trees, Santa, they all come from different factors. Just practice. You've got Yuletide and things, and the solstice, and some of them come from like Germanic
Yeah,
traditions.
some
like
of it's pagan, some of it's Germanic. stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. And well, it's all mostly different kinds of paganism, but then you've got other stuff. So obviously we can take the idea of Santa, that's like 4th century, Saint Nick,
Yeah.
and then that kind of evolves through German folklore into Santa that we know today. You
Mm.
know, the whole idea of bringing a tree from outside is to ward off spirits. That comes from kind of pagan ideas, like you're saying.
Yeah.
The common theme with most ideas within Christmas, in terms of practices and decorations and traditions, they're basically largely pagan and then kind of accumulated through into Christianity and then changed a little bit and really cemented in Dickensian literature, obviously A Christmas Carol,
Yeah.
and then finally cemented even further through things like commercialisation, like the Coke advert.
Yeah.
There are even the same motifs repeated from like Egyptian stuff in terms of when we're talking about Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, because there's been prophets rising from the dead around December.
Resurrection.
Yeah, so if you want to go that far back, so yeah, in one sense it is arbitrary, but then just because it's an arbitrary date doesn't mean what it contains isn't meaningful, or what it can contain. Because I'm for some reason I'm really optimistic around Christmas. I'm usually really pessimistic, critical of everything. But I don't know. I got this.
Goodwill.
To put it in perspective for myself, like usually, I think I get this from my dad a little bit as well. It's like a total pessimistic view of Christmas is same old shit every fucking year, happens every year, and like I just get bored of it. And it's the same old stuff. But like this year, my girlfriend is massively into Christmas. She gets really excited about it, and Joe will tell you that. He knows it well. It's like, and I've tried to get in on it a little bit. I tried to embrace it a bit and try to kind of be a bit happier. I don't know if I'm just forcing it out, but it's kind of working.
You are jollier.
Yeah, it's kind of working. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I forced it or not, but either way, who cares? I'm quite happy, to be honest.
Should we talk about a commercialisation of Christmas?
Yeah, crack on.
Yes.
I agree with your idea that we should just accept that Christmas does contain happiness and that the content of Christmas is beneficial, right? But there's also the side of it where it's just a bit, I don't want to sound like,
Scrooge.
typical
Marxist.
university Marxist.
Oh, you are.
yeah.
No.
For the people.
red power. No,
Nothing to lose but our chains.
no, I agree because I work in retail, and since early November, it's been Christmas shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And Christmas songs, and not normal Christmas songs, like really bad covers.
You know what
I went into your work today and the covers were absolutely fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
And I was with my girlfriend and she was singing along to the covers and someone in there said, "You wouldn't be singing that if you worked here." That sums it up.
Yeah. So yes, a lot of the stuff is tacky. Or like it's like £40 for a game of Monopoly. Of course, that side of it, products and giving away products, that's not the true meaning of being altruistic at all.
That meaning has been carved out of Christmas, and in its place has been, this is an opportunity to sell shit to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when people blame Christmas, it's like these people that say conversation is dead, and then they use social media as examples. Like, well, that's not conversation. You know, there's still conversation being had. It's not usually on social media, and then to blame social media for that, well, that's its own problem because you can choose how to use social media. But that's not to say that, you know, there are large trends of people that misuse social media, and that's a problem. And the same with Christmas. It's like, and you can approach the season differently, and the ideas behind it.
But
okay, most people probably don't. So yeah, in that sense, I agree with you.
When you say that some people buy into social media, use social media all the time, but then some people, there are other ways of using social media. Social media is geared towards a certain way of using social media. So when people are not necessarily engaging with social media in a certain way, that's not because social media is allowing them to do that. I feel like they're actively resisting falling into the...
Yeah.
So in applying that to Christmas, Christmas is designed now, I think, for you to go and get shit for people.
Okay, so when we say something like Christmas is designed, who's designing it? Are we talking
businesses,
about businesses? Yeah, sure, but with some level of public reciprocity.
Businesses, advertisement, people are just raking money from Christmas.
Well, when you get to the point where, so obviously we've got seasons that revolve entirely around things like card companies like Valentine's.
Yeah.
But when you get to the point where Christmas, it's like common knowledge that Christmas doesn't start until you see the Coke advert on telly.
Yeah.
I think business is a huge central part of the narrative of what it means.
Exactly.
Yeah, it defines Christmas.
I think businesses have gone from reflecting the joy and happiness of Christmas to pushing their own agenda of what happiness should be. Happiness is only happiness if you've got this product while you're happy during Christmas. That's a lot of things to unscramble in your head. I mean, you're not truly happy according to these say Coke. Christmas isn't Christmas unless you've seen the Coke advert.
Oh yeah, but I mean, that's largely because so much of how we're exposed to any ideas is through advertisement. It's through telly, and if it's not through programs, it's through the advertisement that comes on in between those programs. Constantly saying shit like, Julie went to Iceland for her Christmas and she upgraded and she's got everybody mince pies and everyone's really happy.
I think the easiest way to explain that would be like a perfume advert or like a Lynx. Get the girl when you're wearing Lynx, right?
Lynx
it's selling the
result,
idea.
Isn't it?
Yeah. You're gonna whack in some Benjamin.
Some what?
Walter Benjamin. Look him up.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
He says that adverts are selling a dream world.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So they're
Absolutely.
selling a utopian ideal, right?
Yeah, and it's also
it's not about the product; it's about the idea of happiness.
Yeah, and an idea of a relational happiness, a happiness that relies upon
getting the
products and consuming.
So I feel like Christmas is the exemplification of that. Christmas is only happiness if you've got Iceland's massive fuck off pigs in blankets. You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree with you in the sense that there is a capitalisation on you're only happy at Christmas if you have all this shit. Like, you know, Christmas is all about having all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a sense of happiness without all that shit. You don't need all that stuff to be happy. That's what capitalism is trying to sell to you, is all this stuff to be happy.
So,
but there is a sense of happiness without the shit.
Yeah, obviously it's a larger problem of capitalisation of everything, which we've talked about with philosophy, the capitalisation of ideas.
Of education.
But, okay, so is there a way to, at least for Christmas, avoid capitalism, avoid those sort of commercial narratives and find some intrinsic value and meaning in things? Because I like to think that I do, but then I probably don't.
I think it would be hard to if you could. But the only way I could,
I mean, you can't live like a hermit.
clandestine.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
but I think it's the mindset you approach to. You don't have to buy the most expensive gift. It's
The thought
what
that
it's
counts.
what takes priority exactly.
Hmm.
You can't avoid products. You can't avoid buying things, but you
Mm.
can avoid how you think about buying things. It's the thought.
I think just to illustrate Joe's kind of point of view.
I know it's hard because I'm stupid.
No, but I think you raise a good point, and a good example is a certain retailer this year released an advert that discusses the thought behind a gift, and that a small gift can make a huge impact on someone's life, and then that gift happens to be a £900 piano.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know exactly where you're coming from.
Which they don't actually sell.
No, they
They
sell
do.
They
it
sell
online.
like £700 pianos that inspired by the advert. I've looked.
Correct.
Yeah. That was hilarious to me when I found out.
Yeah.
And someone was like, do they actually fucking sell pianos? I was like, oh yeah, they do, but it's £700. I
Yeah.
thought that was hilarious.
And it
There's
says
none in the Cheltenham store.
No.
I've been in there once or twice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That kind of exemplifies it for me. The idea that they're nice.
Rice.
They're selling the whole advert. The Elton John advert is saying, "All right, get this gift for this small little child. Next thing you know, this child will be Elton John, and this child's gonna have the best fucking life you could ever imagine." And it all boils down to this
the
one
gift.
product
Yeah.
that you can buy from us for only £700. Right? They're selling the fucking dream.
I mean, businesses
it's-
have to advertise.
Yeah, but you can have. There's a way of advertising where you talk about the benefits of a product. Oh, this piano will last long, or it's well made, or it's fucking.
So
People who play the piano enjoy playing on this piano. But no, it's play the piano. Elton John did. Now look at Elton John.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Do you see what? You
Yeah.
see the difference
No,
between
you're
just
absolutely right.
just selling a product as a product or selling a product as a dream?
I agree. Have a Christmas meal or anything.
Don't kill me, but turkey's a fucking overrated meat as well. I never have turkey at Christmas.
The
It's fucking
original
dry, man.
Turkey and gammon.
The
Dry.
traditional thing
Goose or
is
something.
goose.
Yeah.
Buy me a
I
goose,
always
boy.
have a goose at Christmas. Goose is fucking
Do you really?
incredible. I do, yeah.
Right,
Is it really
Western.
fatty?
It's incredible. It's like having a KFC at Christmas. It's fucking amazing.
Nice.
Well, I think we found the true meaning of it.
I'm having nut loaf this year.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Well, I had a nut loaf. I went to this.
Nut loaf isn't that bad.
Yeah,
It's
well,
it's like big stuffing.
I went to see my mate.
Stuffing.
That's what it is. Big stuffing.
Stuff is made out of sausage meat. What are you doing?
Not necessarily. Habage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Habage.
Because I'd never had it before. I went to London. I went to my mate studied at UCL. That was a fucking wild night, actually. I ended up drinking from a fire extinguisher that was full of alcohol. it was like a dirty pint, but it was a dirty fire extinguisher. It's
How did they
fucking
get
incredible.
anything in there?
Well, the top had been like ripped off. I only had like a good mouthful. It was all the same drink. I think it was like
Oh wow.
a bit of whiskey in it and a load of beer.
A dirty fire extinguisher.
But yeah, the next day we had a Christmas meal, and it was quite civilised actually. I think because we were really hungover, and it turned out that everybody there was either a hardcore Liberal Democrat or a Labour supporter, and they were like
All
Corbynite, and they were like all vegans and everything, and so I was like, oh, there's not going to be no meat here. They were like, oh, well, we've got some, we could cook it for you. I was like, oh no, I'll have nut loaf. It's really nice.
Yeah, I've had nut loaf.
I've never tried.
It's
Really not bad.
if you get the texture right and you get the right, if you do it
It's
right,
all like the moisture, I suppose, isn't it?
yeah.
Nut loaf on its own. Yeah. Nut loaf covered in gravy with mashed potato.
Yeah, but anything
roast
covered in
potato.
fucking gravy
Yeah,
is the
I
same,
know.
isn't it?
Well, I used to have curry when I was little. I didn't really like.
Don't tell me to
I-
put gravy in it.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Basically, I had a Christmas meal with a bit of rice, and instead of gravy, I had curry sauce.
Okay.
So basically, still a Christmas roast. It's still turkey and everything.
Hmm.
Because I didn't like sprouts when I was younger.
I don't like sprouts now.
Does anyone like sprouts? I
No.
think people that like sprouts are pretending to like
I
sprouts.
think you're right.
Fuckers.
Speaking of sprouts and advertisation in
Advertisation.
Christmas and stuff. Fuck off, Joe.
Advertisation. Yeah, go on.
Did I say Thomas Kuhn was a physician last week?
Yeah, you did.
Tesco have got it right this year. Tesco's advert is fucking great.
Which one is it?
It's all about Christmas your way.
Oh yeah,
People
they're
are
like,
talking about who wants sprouts and all that, and there's this one
Yo.
Scottish bloke who goes, "Nos brutes." I think it's fucking perfect.
yeah.
It puts across a good message, and it's quite amusing. It's not trying to sell much. It's like maybe buy some Tesco food, but it just it works well.
To be fair, Tesco have pretty much got everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Cadbury's. They don't need to talk about chocolate. They can just put a gorilla playing some drums, and you'll buy the chocolate.
Yeah.
Done.
But I see your point that Christmas done right is a Christmas where the emphasis isn't on products.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've done well to avoid that. I feel like the average Joe,
I.e. us two.
yeah, will
Yeah.
will still feel some kind of pressure to deliver a good.
Oh
gift.
no, I do. I mean, yeah, we've tried to go to independent markets and whatever. And when I work a lot of hours. But I only earn the very basic minimum wage at the moment because I'm still like training and everything. But I've tried to go to like independent shops for gifts and things, like Christmas markets. The Victorian market in Gloucester is fucking amazing.
I'm going tomorrow.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
We went to the one in Hereford. We've been to a couple, and they're just crap. There's like 10 stalls. This one's got over 40 stalls.
Where is it? Is it
Down in the docks.
the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you know tomorrow.
It's amazing. There's people dressed up in like proper Dickens-esque shit. There was a guy last year, and he was riding a piano bike.
Was it Elton John?
As he was, it had a big fucking John Lewis sign.
He's
on
like,
it.
it's a little bit
Elton
funny.
John
It's-
Yeah. So there was a guy playing I mean, this isn't very philosophical. A piano bike. So no handlebars, just keys, and he was ding on a giant, one of those giant penny farthings.
Yeah.
How do you do?
Amazing.
And
no
then,
handlebars.
Just a piano.
well, he has to, with his wrists, I guess he has to like
Yeah.
shift it. And he was going up
You
and
down the scale to do left.
yeah. And he was going up and down through the crowd, and then there was a blacksmith, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'll make you some nails or something really nice for your." Some little decorations or whatever.
Oh, that's really
And then as he was hammering away, this guy goes, "Where's your bellows from?" And he goes, "Oh, I got a bit bored. They're from, they're over 100 years old. They were used on the front in World War One, and I took them off what they were normally on because I needed it to be portable, and it's all the same leather and everything." I looked at it, I was like, "It's so old, and
That's nice.
it's just crazy." And what else do they have there? They had like mead for sale.
Have you been to the Cheltenham Christmas market yet?
What, 10 stalls?
Yeah, the 10 stalls on the
Yeah.
promenade. I've
Have you had
actually
I
discovered.
want a kangaroo burger though. They do kangaroo burger.
Yeah, I've tried all that shit.
Right,
It's
I
fine.
went down there. I asked for a kangaroo burger or whatever,
Yeah.
and I said, "Is it sustainably sourced?" And they went,
Uh,
"Do you mean where's it from?" I was like, "Well, no, I mean, is it sustainably sourced?"
Have you just hunted a kangaroo?
Yeah, and they didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, "So is it hunted?" And they were like, "Yeah, because it's killed, isn't it?" I was like, "No, but is it on a farm or it was like they were like I don't know." I was like, "Oh, fuck. Surely you get asked this a lot."
Infantry in
you
Cheltenham.
think so, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Especially.
It's like you're selling like crocodile burgers and things. It's like, all I want to know, have you killed a wild animal, or is it like on a farm where you can get more?
You're still
of them?
going to
I
eat
can
it
answer
either
that
way.
for you.
Yeah.
What I figured out from the Cheltenham market is that there's hats, scarves, there's gloves, there's meat. It's basically fucking anything you can think of that you can make out of an alpaca.
Somewhere there's a giant alpaca farm.
Yeah.
Some horrible warehouse
Sustainably sourced.
in Long Levens
Are
or
these
something.
gloves sustainably sourced? Back to the point.
Yeah, sorry.
I think, you know what, I'm going to have to agree with you. You have found out what Christmas is. Because you're avoiding the pressures. You're avoiding the hand
Yeah.
around your throat.
As ever, I think we've hit upon a wider point, because Christmas isn't just this isolated thing. We're talking about shit that happens all year long. You know, to find meaning in things that aren't to do with money, and that is hard because everything's to do with money nowadays. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's how you approach it. Yeah, so you're saying like Christmas is an arbitrary festival, but I think like most festivals, they kind of showcase the society it springs from and what they value. So with Christmas, the meanings are kind of torn and muddled because our society's values are torn. So the difference between it's the difference between a celebration of the kind of people we want to be, the things we truly love at heart, like, you know, goodwill and stuff, or this weird release valve of stress and money. And we have to kind of decide what society we want to be. And Christmas is just a representation of that.
I was in a careers meeting the other day, and I was talking about getting some teaching experience. And the woman who was talking to me about it, she's crazy. She's a crazy lady.
Is that because she's a woman?
No, she's Spanish. she's
Is it because she's Spanish?
Yeah. No, it's...
Oh, you bigot.
her name is something. But she's just like... You can tell all the people she works with hate her as well. Because when she was talking, everyone was rolling her eyes. So she's like... She's a bit mental. But I think she does well in her job. I was like, oh yeah, I'm
That's
thinking about...
defamation of character. This can't go on the podcast.
I was like...
Poor
I was like...
Fair enough.
What if she listens to this?
Well, we'll leave out the bit saying
Right.
so let's go.
Yeah, anyway, Joe, tell
We'll
us more about...
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to bleep out the word.
Right, so about...
Okay.
What did say?
So I was saying...
Tell us what
I was saying, I want to be... She was like, what previous experience have you had? I was like,
When you say she, do you mean...
Right.
She went, hola! No. So what previous experience do you have in the workplace? I was like, oh, I worked in retail over the summer. She's like, oh, do you want to go into marketing? I was like, no. I'm doing a philosophy degree. How about business studies? I was like, no.
Are you broken?
Are you fucking broken?
I was like, my dissertation is on the philosophy of gender in films. He was like, go into business.
Right.
Okay. And I was like, I don't think I'm that way inclined, really. I don't think of things...
Well, this is the problem. We've done ourselves in by doing a
Yeah.
fucking stupid
Well,
degree.
yeah, we have.
I don't think of things as a way to make more money for myself or
No,
to
it's
increase
It's not
profit.
the point,
And
is it?
she goes,
It's just not.
how about marketing? That's more creative.
Is it true? It was what? Fuck.
She's like,
No,
it's
it's fucking
creative.
not.
I'm like, yeah, it's creative, but it's just creative
It
ways
It's
of...
creative in the sense
creates
that
money.
everybody else
It's
does
creative
it.
way of selling things and making money. She was like, yeah, I think you should go to marketing.
Yeah.
You're right. It just revolves around money.
It's sad, isn't it? It's really fucking sad.
Yeah,
And I was like,
I think there are ways to negotiate there. Hopefully. Like,
I was thinking, I might do a master's because I enjoyed the subject. I enjoyed learning. She was like, oh yeah, and while you're doing that, do some work experience so you can use your master's to get a job.
In marketing.
Yeah, or she was like, become a runner. And I was like,
Oh what?
you know how on film sets or TV sets they have people who just run around getting coffee?
Oh, I've done that
everything?
for like, festivals and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
She was like, while you're doing your masters, while you're furthering your education, become a runner so you can immediately get into the business. I was like,
I was just missing the point.
but
Well,
I'm
for a
doing-
start,
I was-
that doesn't really work, and it's like, I mean, to be fair, whilst you're doing the masters, that is the best time to do
some experience.
some experience. Yeah, if you can afford it. This is the big problem.
But
If you want to do anything, you need money
I
behind you.
specifically said that I prefaced what I was saying with, I'm just going to do what I think I will enjoy. And she was like, yeah, but what about your job? So
Come on, lay off,
I
bitch.
completely get your point that everything revolves around money, jobs, selling shit.
Mm.
And I just think that's a symptom of
No,
everything.
yeah, and I think that's fine if you have a realistic, grounded attitude to it, and you're like, well, okay, this needs to be done. It's like anything. Like, I wouldn't say it's like the lesser of two evils. It's not evil, but it's something that's necessary.
it has to be.
But then there are some people who adopt that language, especially people who are in business. They have that language about products and customers.
Oh, the fucking entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship of it. Yeah. It does
And,
what
and it's,
it is,
and it's
don't
like you don't even realise what the terrifying thing is. You don't even realise you use this language day to day, and you don't even realise that it's alienating.
It is.
I
It
don't feel
really fucking
comfortable.
is.
Me and you were walking through a certain store,
Yeah.
and there was someone giving a speech, trying to sell a rug, and he was like holding this rug.
He was teaching Christmas temps on how to sell, wasn't he?
Right, he was holding this. It wasn't a rug. It was like a curtain. It was some material.
It was some fucking shit.
It was
wasn't
some fabric or whatever.
Some shit.
And
Basically.
he was like, well, the profit margin on this one isn't very high.
Doesn't that just sum up everything?
And I was like, that was a nice bit of rug he was holding. It was like, if I wanted a rug I might have bought that
I
book.
wish adverts would just be like that, but I think we are in such a minority thinking that. I wish people will come on the TV and go, bog roll, it's...
You know, clean your arsehole.
It does the job. It's pretty cheap. If you're near the store,
rather than soft, we'll plant the fucking tree.
Yeah. Here's some animated pandas.
But even if
it's like stop with the lie. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to fucking sell me some bog roll.
Yeah, but even if the bog roll is very good and it's comfy, why don't they just say your butthole will say thank you for this?
Yeah.
Nice bit of bog roll. Instead of,
fucking hell.
Yeah,
you know
it's
the stuff in
pretense.
the animation where it's like, air has gone into this bog roll. Or we've pressurised happiness into this bog roll. It's like that Rick and Morty thing. Have you seen that Rick and Morty thing?
I don't
What,
watch
the plumbus?
No, not the plumbus. It's a fake advert. It starts off with this guy who's having a great time and he meets his child for the first time because he hasn't realised he's got a child. And then he finds his child, and he's really happy. It just starts about this narrative of this guy who's really happy.
Okay.
And it goes, and we've taken this happiness out of his brain and put it in this new chocolate bar. Or something like this. And it shows him wired up, like with a smile on his face, like as he's like, we're replaying this memory over and over in his head and using the brain fluid to create flavour in our product. And you can be like that too. And it's like, that's what it is.
Oh, lamb chops. I love that. Just puts it in the trolley, walks off, and a message comes up, Tesco.
£2.
Lamb chops, $2.99.
Yeah, so lamb chops.
Buy it if you want. I'll buy that. Go for it.
Or the McDonald's stuff where it's like, it's not terrible.
Apparently those kinds of adverts have been tested, obviously.
Yeah.
And they don't go
Everything's
down well.
so fucking tested.
They don't go down well at all. They do so badly.
It's because we're stupid as a population.
Because we're like,
I think,
the dream.
Yeah.
That dream looks fun.
Well, it goes back to the 1920s thing of selling the American dream, doesn't it? It's the same old shit.
Benjamin.
It's just we've been taken over by consumerism.
do you think that the appropriation of religious ceremonies is a problem? So the fact that Christmas used to be is traditionally a religious idea. Which religion is debatable, but let's say it had spiritual connotations at least, and now it's this secular thing. Do you think that's a problem?
I think it's inevitable.
It's inevitable that all elements of religion will become secularised, or just the public side of everything.
I don't think it's anything to do with religion anymore. I think.
What about Easter then? Do you think the same for Easter?
Yeah.
You don't think Easter has anything to do with religion?
I think more so than Christmas, but still people only ever participate in Easter because they get chocolate out of it.
Yeah.
I think Easter in itself is more important to Christianity than the birth of Jesus, I think. The sacrifice of Jesus is more important than the birth of Jesus, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're thinking theologically, but I think
Theologically,
if you're thinking for the churchgoers, I'm not sure.
Theologically, the sacrifice and rebirth and ascension of Jesus is more important than the birth of Jesus.
Yeah, it's the
so
whole,
I feel like
forms the whole doctrine of sin. Yeah.
So I feel like Easter is intrinsically more theologically inclined than Christmas. And that's why Easter now, even though it's still for the vast majority of non-religious
Okay, so
people...
do you think it's inevitability aside, do you think it's a good or a bad thing that we're losing a sense of religious appreciation?
I don't think it's either good or bad.
Maybe it's good and bad. It's bad in the sense that we're kind of detracting away from the entire point of it, and we're just adopting the whole consumerist bullshit of Christianity.
But I don't think...
Is it good in the sense that, kind of experiencing it a little bit can then encourage people to learn more about its origin?
I think everyone should be aware of the origins, but I think if it was once a meaningful ceremony, it still should be again, and I think it needs to take on different meanings. But they have to be meanings, not monies.
Put it this way, I've just written an essay
monies.
about Christianity in the modern day, and particularly in America, Christianity has taken on this consumerist idea of the kind of the typical televangelist idea of let's totally adopt consumerism and let's just turn religion into something we can sell.
Which works.
But it works, and it keeps Christianity alive. And it means that Christianity can continue in a modern day consumerist culture.
But it sells the soul of Christianity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keeping Christianity alive in that sense, while it's, maybe detracted from the meaning a little bit, it does keep it alive. So is it such a bad thing?
See, I'm intellectually opposed to Christianity.
I'd be willing to agree with you, to be honest.
Yeah, I fundamentally disagree with most things that Christianity has to offer that aren't generally in the human race anyway. I think most of it is poetry, slapping on poetry to things that are just innately human, and the rest of it I don't agree with. A lot of theological messages, especially in the Old Testament, but also in the New Testament, I just don't. The metaphysics aside, I don't agree with the metaphysics, obviously. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in gnomes and unicorns and things.
You've been gnomed.
But I mean, that's beside the point. The ethical message is what's important when we're discussing Christianity. But
as with morals, I don't think Christianity should be the base of. Morals aren't tied to Christianity.
Morals aren't tied to religion,
right?
Yeah.
And I don't think celebrations should be tied to Christianity either.
Yes, exactly. But I would take a Christian celebration any day over a completely commercial one.
Just to put a spanner in the works for all of us here, is it not the case that the vast majority of morals and our ethics in a Western society
comes
are vastly based on Christianity
No.
and Christian tradition?
I think so.
Would you not think?
No, not at all.
I think so.
So do you think there's an independent sense of what's good and bad outside of Christianity?
Well, people weren't killing each other before they got to Mount Sinai. People weren't stealing from each other, so clearly something was there.
Oh man, I think that morality now favours weakness over strength because it was created by a bunch of slaves. Their rules, the Ten Commandments or the Decalogue, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to understand Christianity in its early context.
Yeah.
It's a sort of underground movement of people who were totally subjugated to.
So what they favoured was virtue over evil, not evil, but strength, and forgiveness over hatred, right?
Well, yeah, they didn't.
And that has
sure our morality. I'd say there's a difference between ethics and morality. So our ethics is something that's deeply ingrained. It's pretty much fundamental across all cultures. Don't kill, don't be a prick. I mean, there's more to it than that, but like morality, the set of very specific rules we get manifest it culturally. The do's and don'ts, the taboos, and the different. And I think those are Christian. Definitely. I mean, you contrast our morality to Japanese morality.
But prior to that, you're saying that there's an intrinsic sense of what's right and wrong.
Yeah, deeper than that. An intrinsic sense of right and wrong, yeah. Let's bring back to Christmas. Right. So you don't think that the cultural appropriation of something meaningful is in this context is like a bad thing? You don't, so long as it's replaced with something good, something as rich and as meaningful.
As long as
not money.
Yeah.
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 Okay. What do you guys normally do for Christmas?
Eat.
Yeah,
Eat and then around 5, feel shit. Have a shit, then eat more.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, exactly.
Have I got gigantic shit and go, ready for some after eights?
Time for a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
Or if you're not a cretin, a goose sandwich.
Get me some heroes. Where are the Pringles, guys?
Yeah, how much of the chocolate that you get for Christmas do you eat on the day? That's
nearly all of it.
Yeah, nearly all of it.
Chocolate is breakfast for a start.
Yeah.
Then get on the beer pretty soon after.
Yeah, that's the only day
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only day you can day drink.
Yeah.
You started drinking about 11.
No, but it's always Baileys. You always have a Baileys.
I
You
never
don't
have
have
a
Baileys.
Baileys.
You don't have a Baileys. No one has a Baileys at Christmas.
No.
What is wrong with you?
No, I have a
We're
whiskey.
not Birmingham,
brandy.
So.
You have a Baileys.
No, I never have a Baileys.
You have one Baileys and the rest of it's beer. Or cider.
To be honest, it's a beer about 11 o'clock, then you start cooking.
And then Prosecco.
You just drink while you're cooking, and you feel sober.
Yeah, it's that kind of drinking where it's like...
You're so stressed that drinking doesn't feel like anything.
It doesn't affect you that much.
Yeah.
You're doing so much shit, you're just like, yeah.
My dad's got to cook for 12 people this year. That's going to be hilarious.
Christ alive.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you guys go anywhere? Do you go to like...
No.
Stay at home, mate.
Yeah, I normally stay at home and just watch...
Christmas.
Just watch TV.
Watch TV, eat crap tons, sit on a sofa.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then around 5 o'clock, feel like you want to go to bed. That's it.
Because after you watch all the daytime telly and some of the Christmas specials and everything, there's nothing happening.
Then about
There's
half
nothing
seven,
to do.
About 7:30, the depression hits that it's all over.
Yeah, well, then you have...
All that build up to this.
There's nothing else to do. And then Boxing Day is like a hangover day.
Yeah.
You haven't necessarily got a hangover, but the day is a hangover.
Do you know why it's called Boxing Day? Something to do with
Put everything back in a box.
No, it's because they used to exchange boxes of gifts.
Right.
Basically, it's an old tradition.
For me, Boxing Day is let's do Christmas again with different people. Like,
Yeah.
I want to fucking die.
Or with,
I've already fucking done this shit. Let's not do it again.
because my parents split up and it's very messy.
Oh, sudden serious
It's
time.
okay, I can make a joke about it. I just go to my other parents and have another Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we
Double Christmas. So the meaning of Christmas, fill in your face.
basically, yeah.
It really
pretty much is.
I've
Yeah.
never met anyone who doesn't enjoy just filling their fucking face on Christmas.
And then you have 5 days where you're just like, what? Who the fuck am I?
Yeah, there's that bit between Christmas
Yeah.
and New Year's. You're like, what the fuck am I
It's
doing?
very
with my life?
existential.
What am I supposed to do?
It's like there's nothing to do. Like, I want to fucking die.
That's like
I'm just eating a shitload. Someone put a bullet in my head.
Go for a walk and it's the highlight of your week.
yeah,
I
New
saw a
Year's.
squirrel.
New-
yeah.
Everyone looks at each other, think, should we go for a walk? Think, yes, please. There's nothing to do.
No one walks any other time of the year.
No.
Because
You
So
go.
many
Trust me.
walkers.
The 27th of December, everybody's going for a walk. Fucking everyone is going for a walk.
they don't know where, because they don't
No.
know where they normally should
Fucking
go.
anywhere.
People walking down little cycle
And then-
tracks
and
leading
then
to
you
like
just,
yeah.
you just
junk
stop
yards.
and go, can I go home now? You're just like, bad enough.
I mean, yeah, I used to walk regularly. We used to go
Every
hike.
27th of December.
No, we used to hike and stuff every couple of weeks, and the cookie cutter normies that are out,
Yeah.
absolute fucking rando Calrissians, just fucking
Random Calrissian.
just people walking around up the woods. Because
Yeah.
no one goes up the woods in
Yeah.
Ross and Wye.
No one goes to Ross and Wye.
There's actually a lot of tourism. It doesn't help that there's no fucking train station. But
I've never thought about how depressing Christmas is after Christmas.
yeah.
It's
Because-
just all that
because
build up to
it's a
fucking
philosopher's
nothing.
It's a
isn't it?
philosopher's prime time, that
It
is.
really
Because
is.
no, the thing
It
is- My birthday is the 2nd of January, so I've got another build up.
it's
Right.
a depressing time of year.
Yeah, because
Incredibly.
a lot of people suffer with. I think there's a special name for it.
Seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, I definitely have a sense of that. Like,
Yeah.
I get really, I'm a miserable prick in
When
winter.
it's grey
100%.
outside,
Miserable
I
prick,
feel
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's my point. Yeah, but it gets worse in winter.
Yeah,
No,
so I've got
yeah.
something to look forward
Seriously.
to again. So the build, the wind down is less for me, but I can see how depressing Christmas can be.
What about New Year?
2nd of January again, New Year's Day.
Oh mate, even
No,
New Year's Day is. I feel like shit. Someone put a bullet in my head.
Yeah, but
again.
New Year's Day I'm like, birthday's tomorrow.
For you, yeah.
Yeah,
So unfortunate though.
You feel like shit on the day before your birthday, though, surely. Or you're not really
Well,
a New Year's
you-
Eve kind of thing.
Yeah, you're assuming I've got friends.
That's a fair point.
especially when you work in retail, so it's really hard to do anything around New Year's.
I only work weekends, so I'm lucky.
But before I worked in retail, I worked in bars, and yeah, it's even harder.
Oh yeah.
I had a few things, but unless you plan it really well, New Year's just kind of it's really deflating. It's just
I mean, everything that's got a big build up to it is always a letdown. Christmas is a letdown. Fucking New Year's is a letdown.
I don't know. The Hobbit, the
Star
Battle of
Wars
Five
The Last
Armies.
Jedi. It's the best one.
Yeah, probably the best New Year's I've ever had. We went to this really old country pub out in the middle of nowhere. Did a pub quiz. They were doing like mystery shots, just getting rid of all the bottles of spirits. A pound of shot of Baileys, a shot of Talisker, and a shot of cherry sours. £3 over the bar, just whatever. Yeah, we were pretty leery, and we came back to Ross, and we just celebrated until 1 a.m. It's difficult when you don't live in a city. The pubs start kicking out at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, you know, I live in Weston-super-Mare. It's, you know, it's a fucking tiny seaside town. My only memory of last year's New Year is fucking downing an entire pint of Doom Bar and throwing it up about 10 minutes later. It was a tactical chunder, and that's pretty much all I remember.
Into the
of
ocean.
it. Actually, it was into
Onto
the
the mud.
toilet that's about 3 minutes away from the ocean. But
What do you do in Western Supermare?
Do you go for walks on the beach?
Yeah. So
On the
basically,
mud.
well, there's a bit of sand before you get to the
And
mud.
concrete.
Well, on that note, have a Merry Christmas.
A
Have a
very
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Don't think about all the money you've spent.
Try not to be too existential.
Just enjoy yourself. Fuck it.
And in those few days in between Christmas and New Year,
Think about us.
schwank yourself to death.
Merry Christmas, Sean. Merry Christmas, Julian.